Hello reviewers! In this video, I will be discussing Article 9, the Constitutional Commissions. Binubuo ang Constitutional Commissions ng Civil Service Commission, Commission on Elections, at Commission on Audit. So, let's discuss first the privileges. Ano-ano ba ang privileges ng constitutional commissions? First is enjoy fiscal autonomy. Next is approved annual appropriations shall be automatically and regularly released. Next is may promulgate its own rules concerning pleadings and practice before it or before any of its offices. Sa madaling salita, ang constitutional commissions ay binigyan ng specific privileges at kapangyarihan upang tiyakin ang kanilang independence at maayos na pagpapatakbo ayon sa itinadhana ng saligang batas. Ang mga pribilehiyong ito ay ibinibigay sa kanila upang bigyan sila ng kapangyarihan na gampanan ng epektibo ang kanilang constitutional duties nang walang di matuwid na impluensya at ayon sa prinsipyo ng pagsusuri, pananagutan at katarungan. What are the prohibition to members? Narito ang mga bawal sa mga miyembro. Una na dito is not to hold any other office of employment. Hindi dapat sila magkaroon ng ibang opisina o trabaho. Pangalawa is not engage in the practice of any profession or in the active management or control of any business. And of course, shall not financially be interested in any contract. Let's first discuss the Civil Service Commission. It is composed of a chairman and two commissioners. Here are the requirements. Natural-born citizens of the Philippines. Next is 35 years of age. Of course, with proven capacity for public administration. Also, must not have been candidates for any elective position in the elections immediately preceding their appointment. So take note, appointed by the President for a term of 7 years without reappointment. Ibig sabihin nito, wala nang karagdagang pagtatalaga pagkatapos ng 7 taong termino. The following are the functions. First, shall establish a career service. Next, adopt measures to promote morale, efficiency, integrity, responsiveness, progressiveness, and courtesy in the civil service. Of course, strengthen the merit and rewards system. Another is to integrate all human resources development programs for all levels and ranks. Also, institutionalize a management climate conducive to public accountability. Ang mga nabanggit ay may layuning mapalakas ang epektibong pamamahala ng serbisyong sibil sa pamahalaan. Now, let's move on to the composition of the Commission on Elections. It is composed of a chairman and 6 commissioners. Did you know that the majority of the COMELEC members shall be members of the Philippine Bar who have been engaged in the practice of law for at least 10 years. Ito ay nagpapakita ng kanilang kakayahan at kredibilidad sa larangan ng batas. Also, appointed by the President with the consent of the Commission on Appointments for a term of 7 years without reappointment. Ibig sabihin nito na ang mga miyembro ng COMELEC ay itinatalaga ng Pangulo ng Pilipinas. Subalit, kailangang itong maaprobahan ng Commission on Appointments. Ito ay isang hakbang para tiyakin ang malawakang suporta at pagsang-ayon ng iba't ibang sektor ng gobyerno. Ang termino ng bawat miyembro ay 7 taon at sila ay hindi maaaring ma-reappoint pagkatapos ng kanilang termino. Here are the requirements para maging miyembro ng Commission on Elections. Una na dito is natural-born citizens. Pangalawa, 35 years of age. Pangatlo, holders of a college degree. And of course, not have been candidates for any elective position in the immediately preceding elections. Here are the functions of the COMELEC members. First is to enforce and administer all laws and regulations relative to the conduct of an election, plebiscite, initiative, referendum, and recall. Ibig sabihin nito na sila ay nagpapatupad at nangangasiwa ng lahat ng batas at regulasyon ukol sa pagpapatupad ng election, plebiscite, initiative, referendum, and of course, recall. Pangalawa is to exercise exclusive original jurisdiction over all contests relating to the elections, returns, and qualifications. So sila rin ang nagpapalabas ng tanging original jurisdiction na may kinalaman sa mga halalan, resulta at kwalifikasyon. Of course, they decide all questions affecting elections. Sila ang nagpapasya sa lahat ng mga tanong na may kinalaman sa halalan. Another is to deputize law enforcement agencies and instrumentalities of the government for the exclusive purpose of ensuring free, orderly, honest, peaceful, and credible elections. Sa madaling salita, sila ang kailangang magtalaga ng mga ahensya ng pagpapatupad ng batas at mga sangay ng pamahalaan para lamang sa layuning tiyakin ang malaya, maayos, tapat, mapayapa at mapagkakatiwala ang mga halalan. Also, they register political parties, organizations, or coalitions. Sila rin ang nagre-rehistro ng mga partido politikal, organisasyon o mga koalisyon. Another function is to file petitions in court for inclusion or exclusion of voters. Sila ang naghahain ng mga petisyon sa hukuman para sa inclusion or exclusion ng mga botante. Another is they recommend to the Congress effective measures to minimize election spending. Sa madaling salita, nagre-rekomenda sila sa Kongreso ng mga epektibong hakbang upang maibaba ang election spending. Also, they recommend to the President the removal of any officer or employee it has deputized. Ibig sabihin nito, maaari silang magpayo sa Pangulo ukol sa pag-alis sa pwesto ng mga opisyal o kawani ng gobyerno na kanilang inappoint o inilagay sa kanilang mga posisyon. And of course, they submit to the President and of course the Congress a comprehensive report on the conduct of each election, plebiscite, initiative, referendum, or recall. So, this is important sa pagpapanatili ng tiwala ng publiko sa sistema ng demokrasya sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng transparency at accountability sa proseso ng halalan. Did you know? No pardon, amnesty, parole, or suspension of sentence for violation of election laws, rules, and regulations shall be granted. Ito ay nagpapakita ng kahalagahan ng pagpapanatili ng integridad ng proseso ng eleksyon. Also, a free and open party system shall be allowed. Kaya naman, pinapayagan ang mga mamamayan na magbuo at mag-organisa ng kanilang mga politikal na partido. Ito ay nagbibigay daan para sa mas maraming mga opsyon para sa mga botante at nagpapalakas ng demokratikong kalakaran ng bansa. At syempre, election period shall commence 90 days before the day of the election and shall end 30 days after. Ang pagtatadhana ng tiyak na panahon para sa eleksyon ay may layuning maayos at kontrolado ang mga aktibidad na may kinalaman sa halalan. Now, let's move on to the Commission and Audit. The Commission on Audit in the Philippines is composed of one chairman and two commissioners. The chairman and commissioners are appointed by the President of the Philippines, subalit nangangailangan pa rin ito ng pagkumpirma mula sa Commission on Appointments. Bawat miyembro nito ay may terminong 7 taon o 7 years na walang muling pagtatalaga o reappointment. So here are the requirements of the members of the Commission on Audit. First is natural-born citizens of the Philippines. Next is 35 years of age. Another is being a certified public accountant or member of the Philippine Bar. Also, 10 years of auditing experience or engaged in the practice of law for at least 10 years. And also must not have been candidates for any elective position in the elections immediately preceding their appointment. Talakayin naman natin ang functions ng Commission on Audit. Una na dito is, they have the power, authority, and duty to examine, audit, and settle all accounts pertaining to the revenue and receipts of, and expenditures or uses of funds and property, owned or held in trust by or pertaining to the government. Sa madaling salita, sila ay may kapangyarihan, otoridad at tungkulin na suriin, i-audit at ayusin ang lahat ng mga ulat ukol sa kita at receipts, pati na rin ang mga gastusin o paggamit ng funds and property na pag-aari o itinataguyod sa pamamagitan or anything na nauugnay sa pamahalaan. Next is they have exclusive authority to define the scope of its audit and examination, establish the techniques and methods required therefor, and promulgate accounting and auditing rules and regulations, including those for the prevention and disallowance of irregular, unnecessary, excessive, extravagant, or unconscionable expenditures or uses of government funds and properties. Ibig sabihin nito, sila ay may eksklusibong kapangyarihan na tukuyin ang saklaw ng pagsusuri at pagsasaliksik nito. Itatag ang kinakailangang techniques and methods para dito at maglabas ng mga patakaran at regulasyon sa accounting at auditing. Kasama na dito ang prevention and disallowance of irregular, unnecessary, excessive, extravagant, or unconscionable expenditures or uses of funds and properties ng pamahalaan. Now, let's have a recap of Article 9, the Constitutional Commissions. Sa ilalim nito ay ang Civil Service Commission, Commission on Elections, and of course, the Commission on Audit. In this video, we also discussed about their composition, requirements, and functions. So that is all about Article 9. I hope you have learned a great deal from this video. Thank you.